That was done on the Rodecaster Pro. That was a pre-recording I dropped onto the Rodecaster Pro. So you was able to get that. What also comes with the Rodecaster Pro are some pre-prepared pieces for you. So one of the pre-prepared pieces that's on there is this. I like that piece as well. And another piece that's on there is having your own audience. So if you're feeling a bit lonely and you want to have your own audience, the Rodecaster Pro provides that for you. You have your own audience on the show. There's controls on the show to control the volume. So at the top right corner, you can see the volume controls for the headsets, as well as the microphone. Now, my microphone is channel 1. As you can see, the left of the screen, that's my microphone there, channel 1. That's tuned into the mic I'm using right now. And if I had other guests into the studio, I could wire them into the other channels. There's a channel 1, there's a channel 2, a channel 3, and a channel 4. So I could have 3 other guests on the show linked into the Rodecaster Pro producing the sound. Now, why do you ask yourself? You ask yourself the question, why do you want a Rodecaster Pro? Well, one of the main reasons for having the Rodecaster Pro is to control the production quality, control the sound. And even yesterday, I heard someone was asking, how can they tidy up the sound that's coming through, tidy up what's going out with the microphone and mix the audio. And the only way you can do that is having a Rodecaster Pro or something, some sort of mixer to mix the sound. And those of you who are engineers, you understand that you mix the sound for the sound quality for it to come out. So it's great. It's good to have. So I would suggest you. It's a big kit. It's a big piece of kit. So don't start with the Rodecaster Pro. Start with what you have. And then from there, as you progress, as you build on your show, then you go on and develop your show with what you have. Now, at the beginning of the show also, you saw me play some intros. Now, those intros were produced by software. When I first started, I used iMovie, which was on my laptop, my Mac laptop, to mix my videos after I've produced them. But since then, I've moved on to an app, and I use my iPad for all my mixing. And there's an app called LumaFusion, and I really enjoy using LumaFusion. LumaFusion allows me to put together something that is what I call extraordinary. It looks good and it sounds good. And it's one of those things that you probably pride yourself on. Now look at this, okay? Look at this. I'm going to go into the rest of the show, but let me show you this as well, all right? Now, these are all the people I've had on the show so far, the guests I've had, and I use this as a promo video now on my YouTube. So if you go to the bit.ly/M Talk Show, you will see this video straight away. As I say, guys, this is not how I started. If you go to the link, pick up the link, you can see. If you subscribe to my channel, you will see the early videos. The early videos, when I look back at them now, I go, oh my God, that's terrible. But at the time, I was proud of them because I was producing them. I was making them. So I felt great because of that, you know? So go and subscribe, bit.ly/M Talk Show. Go and subscribe to the channel and you will see the early videos. You will see how I started, all right? Where I am now is almost 9 months later, producing and mixing. Man, I feel like a professional, but I'm not a professional because there's guys out there when you see what they can do. But what I'm saying to you, you can just be encouraged by taking small steps yourself to building and producing something. Oh, Tony Ashley, how are you, sir? Thank you for coming on the show. Tony Ashley says, Rodecaster Pro is a dream to use. Also great for that lovely radio voice. Hey, oh my God, are you telling me that I have a lovely radio voice now, sir? Oh, well, thank you so much. I never thought I had a lovely radio voice. Wow. So start where you are, start with what you have, and just make it happen. You're looking at 9-10 months later. So let's jump in and see what else we can do with the Rodecaster Pro. So with the Rodecaster Pro, you go to let me just give you the link. Right. Here's where you can go to get a free subscription to StreamYard. If you go to bit.ly StreamYard Go Live, you will get a free subscription to StreamYard and you can start where you are. You can start where you are. You can start where you are. Yeah, someone just interrupted my studio. You can start where you are. Go to bit.ly StreamYard Go Live and get a free subscription to StreamYard. The only thing that happens on the free one is that you will see the StreamYard logo in the corner, but who cares? Just start something. Just start where you are. Just start where you are. So let me just go and pull in StreamYard into the studio. So bring up another screen to show you what we do. So now I'm going to share my screen so you can see. And I'm going to share my what we call Chrome tab. And I'll show you that. Yes, share the Chrome tab here. And there we are. We're inside StreamYard. So let me just blow that up for you so you've got a bigger, better insight into what we're doing now. So on the screen, you can now see the StreamYard main screen. This is where you go to create your broadcast. On the left-hand side, we have the broadcasts and destinations. The broadcasts are all the broadcasts, all the upcoming broadcasts, and all the past broadcasts that you've done. So first, let's click on destinations. And these are the destinations I have in my system. So you can add the destination here. There's a blue tab here. You add the destination. And there you have the Facebook page, Facebook group, Facebook profile. That's your personal profile. You have Twitch. Now, Twitch is a game channel, and there's a lot of game subscribers there. Great channel to broadcast to. Then you have LinkedIn page, LinkedIn events, and LinkedIn profile. So your personal profile, events, and LinkedIn page. You know you have to apply to broadcast on link. I'm still waiting for the approval. LinkedIn, I'm waiting. So LinkedIn page, LinkedIn event, LinkedIn profile, and then you have all the custom RTMP. This allows you to use another product called Restream. What Restream allows you to do is to broadcast to even more channels. It gives you a wider selection of channels. There's a free version of Restream and there's a paid version of Restream as well. If you want to, you can do that. But for now, StreamYard allows us to go to, I think it's 8 channels so far. So that's enough for me to try to control and broadcast to. Then we have the YouTube channel. Now, I would suggest that in your broadcasting, you all include broadcasting to YouTube. YouTube is a repository of videos. And the thing about YouTube is that YouTube algorithms, when you put your description, when you put your name in, when you put your hashtags in, what YouTube then does, it finds your audience for you. Oh my. People start to view your videos who would never normally have seen the program, the live program. So it's worth broadcasting to. I know you don't like the adverts. I know you don't like to see many adverts in there, but hey, just bear the adverts, man, and go on YouTube. It's great. All the young people are on YouTube. even all the old folks are on YouTube as well. I'm on old folk myself. So now we have Periscope as well. That Periscope, and that's Twitter. That's broadcasting into Twitter. Another, great channel, great destination to broadcast to. So those are the destinations. So how do we create the broadcast? So as you can see, those are my upcoming broadcasts. I'm live in this one right now. But let me go to one of the older ones I've got here. Right. Let me go to one of these. All right. If you enter the broadcast studio. So at any point in time, whether it's an upcoming event or whether it's a past event, you will see the ability to enter into the broadcast studio. If I go to the past broadcasts, you will see that as well. The ability to enter into the broadcast studio. So you can go inside the studio and have a conversation with someone, with a guest or with a client or with a potential client, with a prospect, and it's not going live. Does that make sense? It's not live, but it's a one-to-one chat that you're having online with your guest or client or prospect. And there's the option to invite a guest on. I will show you that again in the front screen, but that's where you get the link to send to anyone you want to come in as a guest. You don't post that to everybody. That's just the people you want to talk to direct in the show. This is one of the channels, the destinations. This one only has one channel, which is Facebook. And then you have the ability to download the recording. Now, in the early days, StreamYard only allowed 7 days. 7-day wait before they deleted it. Now it's up to 15 days. So what I tend to do is immediately I finish the broadcast, I go in and I download the recording. So if I press download here, then you can see we have a download recording and download audio. So this is the MP4 file, which is the video, and this is the MP3 file, which is the audio. In my case, I repurpose the audio file. So I will then take the audio into GarageBand, cut out all the pauses, cut out all the problems I had during the show, or anything I want to remove, cut it out, or insert anything, insert my intro again, insert my outro, and then I go to Anchor. I'm not going to show you that today, but I'm just telling you what I do with how to repurpose the audio. All right. The video goes to YouTube and Facebook. So there we have the broadcast, the past broadcasts, what I've done, and the ability to enter the broadcast again to have a conversation with someone. So let's go back into the main screen. So the next thing for me to do now is to show you what happens when you create a broadcast. Now, the last time I did this, it fell over because of the signal. So hoping that doesn't happen today. So let's create a broadcast. So these are all the channels that I've created a destination for. So I'm going to send it to my test channel. And there is an ability to record only. There is an ability. I can't see it here today, but there is an option to record only. I don't know why it's not showing itself today. You can just go in and record. So test. Let's call this a live test. Live test. StreamYard. And then put a description in. Now in the description, a bit more details about what the show is about, who's involved, what's involved. And these days, it's important to put your hashtags in. Man, everybody's into hashtags. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everybody's into hashtags. And when you use the hashtags, what then happens, your videos will then start to group under those hashtags. There might be some other people there as well, but use hashtags that are probably unique to yourself as well. And I'm told, and this was for my Instagram education, have about 30 hashtags that you use. That's a lot, 30. But just put 1 or 2, or up to 5 or 10, probably 5. In YouTube, I think it only shows 3 hashtags. All right, so you can type in 30, but you won't. But probably just use a maximum of 3 hashtags. Put a description in about the show. Show to show. StreamYard. And then we have what we have here is the scheduling of the show. Now, let me just read what it says. When streaming to a Facebook group, comments on StreamYard won't show names or pictures. We recommend informing your guests on how to get around this. There's an option that when you're in a Facebook group, you have to give StreamYard permission to show your name in the group. So when you come on, it will show your name. But if you're in a Facebook page, business page or personal profile, when you come in, your name will be shown. Add comment instructions to my post. Yes. So this will allow you to schedule later. So you can either go ahead and create the broadcast now, and it will immediately go out, or you schedule for later. When you schedule for later, you upload an image, a thumbnail. So Facebook doesn't allow starting more than 10 minutes late. Starting early is fine. So, that's why it's good to have an intro. So if something's happening that's stalling you to start the show, press go live and just put a screen holder up or put an intro up, or even there's a countdown timer. I will show you the countdown timer that comes with StreamYard as well. But I created my own as well. Hey. So we have a thumbnail here. That thumbnail size is 1280 by 720 pixels. And then you just bring up the thumbnail. I probably won't do one now. You bring up the thumbnail if you want to schedule later. If you don't want to schedule later and you want to create the broadcast now, yes, I didn't want to do that. So let me just, I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you go into the main studio. So, right. So I'm creating the broadcast now. I'm not scheduling for later. I'm creating it now. So now what then happens, you're entering a broadcast studio, your guests can share their screen too. Now, that link, that invitation I was showing you earlier, you send that to your guests and they will come into exactly the same place. They'll come into the backstage in StreamYard. When you're going in, it allows you to mute your mic, it allows you to stop the camera, it allows you to do the settings for your camera. And when you come in as a guest, is allow access to your camera and audio. And you must do that in order to come into the studio. If you don't do that, you will not come into the studio at all. So we create the broadcast, enter your display name. That's important. It won't let you in if you haven't put your name in. And that name, that's the name that shows. So we're in the broadcast studio now. I'm in there twice now, aren't I? So I'm in the broadcast studio now. So it's looking for my camera. It can't find my camera because I've not done the camera settings. I don't want to change my camera settings because I'm using my DSLR camera so you can see. So let me just make sure that you are still seeing what I can see. Yep. You are seeing what I can see. So we're in the studio. You've come in and at the bottom of the screen, we have a mute button. So if you come in and you don't want to start straight away, but once you add yourself to the screen, you can be heard. Not even when you add yourself. Once you come in, you can be heard as the host. So it's best to mute yourself if you don't want to be heard. If you're not ready to start the show, just mute yourself. There's a stop and start the camera again for camera settings. There's the mic settings and camera. And there's a share screen. That's what I press to share. So you're able to see my screen. I'm sharing the tab. I can share the tab or I can share an application on the screen, which is good. I can share a program, but we tend to always share from the Chrome tab. There's the invite button. If you press the invite button, you get the link. There you are. You send that out to your guests, anyone coming on your show. And then we go to the top right corner. Here's the edit button. This edits destinations that you've selected. So I've selected my test destination here. And there is the dreaded go live button. You have to go live. I think some people dread this going live sometimes. They dread going live. They're nervous about going live. But why should you be nervous about going live when you can do things like this? You're creating your own show, guys. So don't worry about what comes out. Just keep doing. Once you keep doing, things will begin to happen. Right. So here we have the comments. And you saw earlier when Tony Ashley came into the original show and was talking about the StreamYard and how good StreamYard is. It's a luxury, especially for the voice that comes out. And then we have what we call the banners. Now, I showed you earlier one of my banners when the talk show link was being across the screen. And so in using a banner can stream across the screen. You watch the TV program, the news programs, and you see right at the bottom all the flashing breaking news. So here's my breaking news. The Message Talk Show is live. Yes, I don't know where you're watching us from. I don't know where you're coming from, but this is the Message Talk Show broadcasting live in London. Tune into the Message Talk Show. Call your friends, call your enemies, call everybody you know, because this is the Message Talk Show with Alex Gordon, with host Alex Gordon. Hey, you're having fun, aren't you? Right, so that's the first one I've got there, which is the Message Talk Show. This was one I had from the other day with one of my guests that came in, and I really enjoyed. Yep. Yeah, bit.ly, Profit for Digital Freedom. This was a marketing person, a marketing coach, Dallas Gordon, amazing coach, and she was really hot on her marketing. So, yes, she was hot on her marketing. Yep. So we had her on the show, and we're showing her. Now, you must always watch out for technical glitches that's happening throughout the show, okay? Right, so, and then we have another link which I was showing. Yeah, bit.ly, M Talk Show. Subscribe to the talk show. Yes, subscribe to the Message Talk Show on YouTube. You go to YouTube, through that link, you subscribe to the show, and you get all the videos coming when they go live. And then we have the link I gave you for StreamYard to get a free subscription to StreamYard. bit.ly, StreamYard, go live. Guys, just press the link and go live and test yourself. You don't have to even broadcast on YouTube or Facebook. Just do a recording and practice talking into the camera. Some people are nervous about talking to the camera, but if you practice it, you'll become better at talking into the camera. So that was the banners. So now we have the branding. When we talk about branding, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We are talking about the colors that we're using, which we're talking about, you know, the uniqueness of what I am, my logo, my brand. Man, I've never heard so much talk about brand than in today's climate, man. Everybody's building a brand. Brand identity, important. So there I have my brand identity. That's my logo, one of my logos. There's my colors. And that's the theme. So if you look on the screen, you can see that red theme scrolling across the theme. And then there's a minimal one, which it makes it much smaller when the names are shown. So here are a selection of logos. That's StreamYard's logos. That's the sponsor of this show, Master Your Message. And then that's the Message Talk Show logo. And, you know, that logo was done by a young person. You know, guys, get the young people involved. They are so good with with the equipment of today, the tools of today. It doesn't take them long to learn them. It doesn't take as long as I do. So here's we have a section for overlays. And you ask yourself, what are overlays? Overlays are the things I was showing on the screen when I started. The advert, the placeholder, how to cast, how to go live on the show. These are the things that I was showing on the show when I was going live. So then we have an option for private chat. But let me just go back to brand. I just wanted to release that. Yep, it's released now. All right. So there are some of the ones I've got here. So, you know, I've created these myself. Yep. Welcome to the Message Talk Show. You know, guys, it's so simple to do these things. You look at this and you think you're going to have to get a graphic designer involved. Just start. Just start. Canva.com, free. There's one called Kapwing.com. Now, Kapwing is special. Kapwing.com. Kapwing is special. Why? Because Kapwing does video, audio, and pictures. All right, it's special. So check it out. So there's one show I did. I've got a Dream Builders membership site, which I put all the things I talk about dreams. My first book I wrote was "What Is Your Dream?" And I always talk about dreams. I used to work with a group of men, mentoring rites of passage for young boys becoming men, through an organization called Life Builders many moons ago. And so from that time, all I talk about is Dream, the Dream Builders Academy, Master Your Message, who's a sponsor of this show. So guys, that is an awesome picture overlay that was created in my program. Yeah, one of my programs is Canva. Okay. So let me show you another one. This was the show I did earlier. Yep, How to Drive Your Business Forward, Marketing Yourself with Coach Dallas Gordon. Great coach, great conversation that took place. And this one was Mr. Colin Tomlin, How to Experience Growth, the Experience Growth Expert, experiencegrowth.online in your life and business. Great interview. So I'm just showing you what you can produce, what value you can add to producing your own show. All right. This is just a picture I dropped in of what the studio looks like. Okay, as an overlay. So I wanted to show you what the show looks like, what behind the scenes look like before the production. And then that's the one I produced for this, How to Livecast on StreamYard. Guys, I don't know where you're watching from, but we are showing you today how to livecast on StreamYard. And it's not difficult. It's not hard. You just got to start. You'll make mistakes. But in so doing, this is what eventually you produce. That's what you can produce. I felt great when I did that. How the Message Talk Show, How to Experience Growth. The background image, the screen images, and I'll show you where that comes from. That's another one as well with that young lady, Coach Dallas Gordon. Yeah. The production happens. You produce these things, these elements before, and you bring them into the show. Right, so the videos. Now, I'm not going to play the videos. You saw a couple of the videos that I had earlier, but I'll go back into the live show and show you some of the videos again. The countdown time I'll probably show you. All right, so we've done the brand. There's a private chat section. So what tends to happen here when my guests come in and they've had problems coming in or something, they will just type in this section and I can have a private chat with them and find out how they're doing, how they're getting on, why they're in the backstage before they come into the studio. And then we have the settings. The settings here, general settings for the broadcast quality. I stick to 720, 1080 is there. I stick to 720 at the moment. My camera, I choose the camera which I'm using. So that's my DSLR camera there, you can see. And there's options there for using my FaceTime camera. My audio. No, I'm worried about this because sometimes it slows down. Yep. I'm using my Rodecaster Pro, which is connected in. And my green screen, man, I've been testing so many of these green screens. And the one I'm using is this one, the comfort of my living room. That's great, but there's others you can use. And I won't start changing them now because it'll slow down the broadcast. And then if I wanted to block any guests see viewer comments, guests can play a sound when they enter, guests must authenticate, we'll give them a password to come in, but I don't do that. Or you can ban some guests from coming in, but you only ban people if you invite people that you don't want to come in on the show. What I tend to do, I have a pre-interview to everyone who I invite to come on the show. We have a chat beforehand. We get to know each other and get to know things about them before they come on the show. So there'll be no need to ban anybody on the show itself. So let me stop sharing my screen. Now you've seen the full insight there. Now let me go to my solo screen. So this is my solo screen now. Can my camera just drop? Tell you sometimes you have a bit of difficulty, but then you have to learn to work through. Don't lose your cool when you're working through. So that's StreamYard in a nutshell. How to use StreamYard. What I had done was brought my mobile phone as a second camera, and I was using it earlier, but the signal was weak, so it dropped. So I'm not going to try and bring it back in right now. So let me just see who's asking me a question here now. Oh, for further information, thanks for oh my God, Adizi Chiwoko, thanks for doing this, Alex. Oh, thank you for watching the show. Tune into the Message Talk Show, Alex Gordon. We broadcast once a week, Thursdays 11 o'clock, and twice a month I'll be doing a a broadcast on a Wednesday, 8 p.m. to my international guests. Yes, I've got international guys. That's amazing. I've got international. So I'm speaking to some guys across the world now, Dubai, United States of America. So, hey, tune into those shows. All right. So what I didn't show you, what I said I was going to show you was the videos. So let me just get rid of the brand. Let me just get rid of the comment here. Drop that comment. And let me drop this, the scroll across the screen, which is the banner, which I've been using. Yep. And let me go to the videos. Videos. Now, the overlays, the clips, the video clips are all housed in the same place in a section called brand, where your logos are at the same time. So what I have in here is a suite of videos that I play throughout the broadcast. I used to play this one, which is the countdown timer, which provided by StreamYard. So you can have a look at it. All right. So that's the one provided by StreamYard. You get that free of cost. And then I also have a sponsor video, which I play. I created this myself.
You are listening to the Message Talk Show and Podcast. Do you believe you have something to share? Do you believe you have something to contribute? Do you have a story to tell the world, to share with your community? Gandhi said, man often becomes what he believes himself to be. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So join us on the Message Talk Show and Podcast with host Alex Gordon.
And then this used to be my Message Talk Show is back again, back. Find the links on Master the Message with Alex Links on the Message Talk Show on Facebook. And you know the crazy thing about it? That video was done on my mobile phone. One evening, I was in the office with a few minutes to spare. I'd taken those clips, those photos, and I thought, wow, I need to do something for the show. I want to do something different for the show. And I sat down with my mobile phone. And, you know, when you talk to the younger generation, they tell you what apps you can use. So my daughter's already been telling me that there's an app here, you can do this. There's an app there, you can do that. So I downloaded an app and put that together on an app. That was an app on my mobile phone in my downtime. So there is no excuses about what you can do. I won't play the outro video for you now. I'll play that in a few minutes when I finish the show. But then my latest production, you've seen the earlier countdown. Let me just show you this one again, all right? This is the... What tends to happen, you produce something and you think, I need to improve on that. And then when you improve on that, this is what I did to improve on that one. Now, it wasn't difficult to do that. That was using an app on my iPad called LumaFusion. You can do this on iMovie, but I wanted something a bit more different. iMovie was restricting me. So I looked for something and then start following some guys on YouTube, and they showed me how to use LumaFusion. Hey, it's changed my life. So there we have all the video clips I've shown you that you can produce for the show. And I wanted to show you the background. The background. Now, you saw when I had two screens up what happened. So let me let me come off screen. And when I come off screen, you might not be able to hear me, but you'll be able to see what I'm showing you as the background. So let me just jump off. So those are backdrops that you have, backgrounds that you've got that you create, and you've got them to use. And I mean, these ones were my latest. You can do them in Publisher, you can do them in Keynote, or you can do them in what's that other one? Oh, what's that other one? It's reading my brain now. But any software that handles images as part of a production, you can do this in. The size is 1280 by 720. And then all you have to then do is find the center vertically and the center horizontally, and then create your boxes. It's not difficult. I'm not a technical person. I come from a number crunching background. Yeah, I was crunching numbers for years. I am not technical. I use spreadsheets all the time. So for me to start using design type software and just basically put things together, and as I do it, more often I do it, the better I become. You too can do that. Don't hesitate. Get something started today. Get something going today, because this is the season for creating, for creating what's inside of you. Hey, this is the season for creating what's inside of you, for producing. No one can stop you. The tools are out there, and 90% of them are free. You only start to pay when you want to up the production levels. That's what happens with everything. But you can start where you are. You can start for free. Okay, so that's everything, guys. I wanted to just show you what the two screens look like. So that my second camera has gone out, but let me just show you what it looks like. Yep, there you are. That's what you get when you have the two boxes on the screen. And then let me just show you with one of my overlays added in. That's an overlay with the Message Talk Show at the top and how to livecast, stream on StreamYard. Alex Gordon, www.masteryourmessage.co.uk. Guys, thank you for tuning to the show today. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending time with us. I'm just encouraging you. The reason why I do this, I just want to encourage you to go live. I want to encourage you to press the go live button on StreamYard. Hey, even if you don't want to do StreamYard, just allows you to produce it more and go live on several channels. But you can go to Instagram and just go live by pressing the button. You can go to Facebook and just go live by pressing the button. You can go to YouTube and just go live by pressing the button. You can go live anywhere you want. But if you want to produce something, if you want to put together a program, something that's tighter, something that you can just add yourself to it, come to StreamYard, bit.ly, StreamYard, go live. Tune in. I want to thank you for tuning to the show today. I want to thank you for just being with me. I want to thank you for supporting the show. Hey, without you, I'd have no show. But hey, guys, you got to be consistent. And that's what I intend to do. Just be consistently pushing out what's in my head, what's in my mind. And as I do it, you can do it too, because you can just be encouraged. You can be encouraged that you too can do this. There is no need to become a semi-professional pro to do this. There is no need. All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is just do it simply. Thank you for tuning to the show. Tuning again, Thursday, 11 a.m., the Message Talk Show with host Alex Gordon. Miss the show. You got to be on this show.